At our gender reveal party, my husband's phone lit up with a message. I can't wait for you to leave her. My hands shook. When I confronted him, he smirked and said, "You were never supposed to see that." The party continued, but when it was time for the big reveal, I had a surprise of my own. I was 7 months pregnant when I found out my husband had been cheating on me. Not through rumors. Not because I felt something was off. I found out at our gender reveal party, surrounded by family and friends, standing next to the man I thought I knew. We'd been together for 5 years. Married for 3. I thought we were happy. We had a house, stable jobs, and now a baby on the way. He had always been loving, attentive, the kind of man who held doors open, kissed my forehead every morning, and whispered, "I love you," before bed. The kind of man I thought would be a good father. I was wrong. The party was at our house. My parents came in from out of town. His family was there too. My best friend Sarah helped set up the decorations, blue and pink balloons, a cake with the secret color inside, a big banner that said, "Boy or girl." It was supposed to be a happy day. People were laughing, drinking, taking pictures. I was standing near the refreshment table when his phone lit up on a chair nearby. He'd left it face up. A message popped up. "I can't wait for you to leave her." I froze. The name on the screen, Brianna. I felt my heart beat in my throat. My first thought was that it had to be a mistake. Maybe it was about someone else. Maybe I read it wrong. But my gut told me I hadn't. I glanced around. He was across the yard, talking to his dad, holding a beer, laughing like everything was fine. I picked up the phone. My hands were shaking. I knew his passcode. I never used it before, never had a reason to, but I knew it. And right there, in his messages, was my marriage crumbling in real time. Months of texts. Speech balloon Brianna, I miss you. When are you coming over? Speech balloon Ryan. Tonight, after she falls asleep. Speech balloon Brianna, I hate waiting. I want you all to myself. Speech balloon Ryan. Soon, baby. Just a little longer. Speech balloon Brianna. What about the baby? Speech balloon Ryan. I never wanted this baby. My breath caught in my chest. I felt sick. I felt numb. I felt everything at once. I scrolled. There were pictures. Videos. Their last date was 2 nights ago. He had kissed me goodnight, told me he was tired, then drove straight to her. I put the phone down before I dropped it. I needed air. I walked to the side of the house where no one could see me and leaned against the wall. My hands were on my stomach. My daughter. He didn't want her. I swallowed the lump in my throat and forced myself to breathe. I didn't cry. Not yet. My mind was racing. I could walk back inside and pretend I never saw it. Act normal. Let the party go on. Confront him later, in private. But why should I protect him? Why should I let him have this moment? I turned around and walked straight to him. "Hey Ryan," I said, my voice steady. He smiled, oblivious. "Yeah?" I held up his phone. "Who's Brianna?" The blood drained from his face so fast I almost laughed. His grip on his beer tightened. "Jess, let's not do this here," he said, voice low. "Let's," I shot back. He glanced around, like he was calculating if he could talk his way out of it. Then, the smirk. That goddamn smirk. "You were never supposed to see that," he muttered. Like I had found out something as minor as him leaving dishes in the sink. I felt a switch flip inside me. I wasn't sad anymore. I wasn't heartbroken. I was pissed. "How long?" I asked. He sighed. "Jess, how long?" "A while." "A while. Months. Maybe years. Who knows?" "You were going to tell me?" I asked, my voice dangerously calm. "After the baby," he admitted. I didn't want to stress you out. He didn't want to stress me out. The way he said it, like it was an act of kindness. Like I should be grateful. People were watching now. Sarah was standing nearby, eyes darting between us. His mom was looking over, frowning. I had 2 options. I could leave, cry in my car, let him take over the party and play the victim. Or I could make sure everyone saw exactly who he was. I chose the second. "Hey, everyone!" I called out, forcing a smile. Time for the big reveal. People clapped, gathered around the cake. Ryan tensed beside me. "Jess," I ignored him. I grabbed the knife. My hands were steady now. I cut into the cake and lifted a slice. Pink. A girl. Cheers. Claps. My mom wiped her eyes. And then I raised my voice. "And while we're revealing things," I turned to Ryan. "My wonderful husband has been having an affair with someone named Brianna for months." Silence. I held up his phone. "Here's the proof." Gasps. Ryan's mom whispered, "Oh my God." Sarah's hands flew to her mouth. His dad looked like he wanted to disappear. Ryan went stiff. "Jess, what the F, you didn't want this baby?" My voice broke despite myself. "You told her that?" More silence. I turned to my parents. "Mom, Dad, I'm moving in with you tonight." Ryan reached for me. Jess, let's talk. I slapped his hand away. Don't touch me. And then, without thinking, I took a handful of pink frosting and smashed it into his face. Gasps turned into laughter. Someone actually cheered. His mom started crying. My dad looked like he was deciding whether to throw a punch. Ryan wiped frosting off his face, jaw clenched. You're being crazy. That did it. I let out a laugh. A real, unhinged laugh. Crazy? Crazy? I looked around. He cheated on me for months, told his mistress he didn't want our daughter, and I'm the crazy one? More murmurs. More glares in his direction. I turned back to him. Enjoy explaining this to everyone. And with that, I walked away. I didn't cry. Not then. I had things to do. I walked straight into the house, my heart hammering, but I didn't let myself stop moving. If I stopped, I might break. And I wasn't going to break. Not here. Not now. Sarah followed me inside. Jess, she said, almost in a whisper. Are you okay? I let out a short, humorless laugh. No, I wiped my hands on a napkin, still shaking. But I will be. Behind me, I could hear the backyard filling with whispers and murmurs. People were talking. I didn't care. Let them talk. I wanted them to talk. I wanted everyone to know exactly who Ryan was. The front door opened. My dad walked in, his face dark with quiet rage. Jess, we're taking your stuff. You're not staying here tonight. I know. I'll get the bags, Sarah said, already heading for the stairs. I pressed a hand to my stomach. My daughter. My little girl. The one her father didn't want. My throat tightened, but I pushed the feeling down. Then I heard Ryan's voice behind me. Jessica. I turned. He had frosting smeared on his cheek, his jaw clenched, his eyes burning with anger. What the hell is wrong with you? I laughed again. Are you seriously asking me that? You humiliated me. Oh, I humiliated you? I took a step closer, voice dropping. You cheated on me. You were planning to leave me after I gave birth. You told another woman you didn't want our baby. And I humiliated you. His lips pressed into a thin line. This isn't how I wanted this to happen. Oh, I'm sorry, I snapped. Did I ruin your plan? Were you going to wait until I was sitting in a hospital bed, holding our daughter, before you told me you were walking out? He sighed like I was being dramatic. Jess, I was trying to do the right thing. I let out a short, sharp breath. You don't get to talk about the right thing. The door opened again, and Ryan's mother walked in, pale and visibly shaken. Ryan, she said in a trembling voice. Tell me this isn't true. He ran a hand over his face. Mom, just answer me. Ryan looked down at the floor. That was all she needed. Her lips pressed together, and she turned to me. I'm so sorry, Jessica. I didn't know what to say. She turned back to Ryan, voice sharp. Do you realize what you've done? To her? To your child? Mom, I don't want to hear it. Her voice shook with anger. Your father and I raised you better than this. Ryan's dad walked in then, silent, his expression unreadable. But I saw the disappointment in his eyes. Get your things, Ryan's mom told me. You're not staying here. I swallowed hard. I had expected my parents to take my side. But Ryan's own mother? That was something I hadn't expected. Ryan let out a bitter laugh, shaking his head. Unbelievable. One mistake, and suddenly I'm the villain. I snapped. One mistake. I stepped toward him, eyes blazing. You spent months sneaking around, lying to me, lying to my face while you slept with another woman, and you call that one mistake? He set his jaw. I was unhappy, Jess. And that gave you the right to destroy my life? I didn't want to hurt you. I let out a breath, steadying myself. Ryan, I said quietly, you killed me. For the first time, he had nothing to say. Sarah came back downstairs, carrying a suitcase. I packed the essentials. We can come back for the rest later. Ryan reached for the suitcase. She's not taking that. Sarah yanked it back. Try me. Ryan, his mom said sharply. Let her go. He glared at me. You're not taking my baby. My heart went cold. I turned to fully face him. Excuse me? She's my daughter too. My stomach churned. Just minutes ago, he had told Brianna he didn't want this baby. Now, suddenly he cared? You don't get to play dad when it's convenient for you, I said, voice low. I have rights, he said. I stared at him. You really want to do this? His eyes flickered. I'm just saying no, I cut him off. You don't get to just say anything. You want to fight me for custody? You want a judge to see those texts? You want them to see the proof of you cheating? The proof that you plan to leave me after I gave birth. He hesitated. Because I will bury you in court. Silence. My dad stepped forward then, voice calm but firm. Jessica, let's go. I held Ryan's gaze for a moment longer. Then I turned. And I walked out. I walked out of that house, but I knew this wasn't over. I knew Ryan. I knew he wouldn't let me go that easily. Not because he loved me, but because he hated losing. We loaded my suitcase into my parents' car. Sarah hugged me tightly before I got in. Call me if you need anything, she said. I will. As we drove off, I let out a shaky breath. The weight of everything was pressing down on me. My marriage was over. My daughter would be born into a broken home. But at least she wouldn't grow up in a house filled with lies. That night, I barely slept. I lay in my childhood bedroom, staring at the ceiling, my phone buzzing constantly. Ryan calling. Ryan texting. Jess, let's talk. Don't do this. You're blowing this out of proportion. I'm still her father. I won't let you take her away from me. I turned off my phone. I couldn't deal with him right now. The next morning, I woke up to my mom knocking on the door. Sweetheart, someone's here to see you. I frowned. Who? She hesitated. Ryan's mom. I sat up fast. She's here? She says it's important. I threw on a hoodie and walked downstairs. Ryan's mom, Margaret, was standing in the living room, wringing her hands. She looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept either. I'm sorry to show up like this, she said. I crossed my arms. What do you want? She sighed. I need to tell you something. About Ryan. I stayed silent, waiting. She took a deep breath. This wasn't his first time. My stomach dropped. What? She looked down, shaking her head. The cheating. It's not new. He did it before. With his last girlfriend. And, once before that. I stared at her. And you never thought to tell me? Tears welled up in her eyes. I wanted to believe he had changed. I let out a hollow laugh. Yeah, so did I. She wiped her face quickly. Jessica, listen to me. He's not going to let this go. He's not handling it well. I stiffened. What do you mean? She hesitated. I heard him on the phone last night. With Brianna. I sucked in a breath. Of course he called her. Margaret shook her head. No, Jessica. It wasn't what you think. She lowered her voice. They were fighting. I frowned. Why? She took a deep breath. Because she thought he was actually going to leave you for her. But last night, she realized something. What? Margaret looked me in the eye. Ryan still wants control over you. A chill ran through me. He told her he's going to fight for full custody, Margaret said, voice shaking. He said, if he can't have you, he'll make sure you regret leaving. My blood ran cold. He said he'll make sure you're too unstable to raise the baby, she whispered. He's going to try to make you look bad in court. I swallowed hard. He can't do that. Margaret grabbed my hand. Jessica, you need to be careful. Ryan is charming in front of people, but when he feels like he's losing, he plays dirty. I pulled my hand away, my jaw tight. Let him try. Margaret exhaled sharply, looking at me like she wanted to say something else. But she just nodded. Just watch your back, okay? I walked her to the door. As she stepped outside, she turned back to me. For what it's worth, I'm so sorry. And if you need anything, I'm on your side. I nodded. Thanks. She left. I closed the door, leaned against it, and let out a slow breath. This wasn't just about heartbreak anymore. This was about war. And then the real nightmare began. I filed for divorce that same week. I blocked Ryan's number. I told Sarah everything. I thought I was prepared for what was coming. I wasn't. It started small. Ryan sent mutual friends to talk to me. Maybe you should hear him out. Divorce is hard, but does it have to be messy? You don't want your daughter growing up without both parents, do you? I ignored it. Then, the letters started. Legal papers. Ryan had actually gone to a lawyer. He was filing for full custody. His reasoning? I had a history of emotional outbursts because I threw cake at him. I humiliated him in public, proving I was unstable. I was living with my parents, meaning I wasn't established. And the worst one? He claimed I was an unfit mother because of my mental health. I stared at the papers, shaking with anger. I wasn't on any medication. I had no diagnosis. But I had gone to therapy once after my grandmother died. That was all he needed. I called Sarah, barely able to get the words out. He's trying to take my daughter. And then, I found out something even worse. Brianna wasn't just some random girl he met. She was his coworker. She knew I was pregnant from the beginning. And the best part? She wasn't the only one. Sarah, being the amazing best friend she was, did some digging. She reached out to some of Ryan's old coworkers, and guess what? Ryan had been sleeping with multiple women. One of them? His boss. Oh, and it gets better. He had taken our money, the money we had saved for the baby, and spent it on hotels, gifts, and fancy dinners with these women. I felt like I was going to throw up. This wasn't just cheating. This was a pattern. A lifestyle. Ryan had been planning his escape for a long time. And now? He was trying to paint me as the crazy one so he could walk away clean. I had never hated anyone more in my life. This wasn't about love. This wasn't even about revenge anymore. This was about survival. I wasn't just fighting for myself. I was fighting for my daughter. And I was about to make damn sure Ryan regretted ever crossing me. I knew Ryan was dirty, but I wasn't ready for how low he'd actually go. The moment I filed for divorce, things escalated fast. His lawyer sent me legal papers demanding full custody, claiming I was mentally unstable and unfit to be a mother. He painted himself as the responsible one, the stable one, the loving father who just wanted to protect his child. The same man who told another woman, "I never wanted this baby." But he wasn't stopping at court battles. I started noticing weird things happening. My car a flat tire one morning. Maybe a coincidence. I got locked out of my social media accounts. Hacked. Sarah got a message from an anonymous number. "You should watch who you support. You don't know the full story." And then, the worst. The lie that almost broke me one night, my mother came into my room, her face pale. "Jessica, you need to see this." She handed me her phone. It was a Facebook post. From Ryan. A picture of me, sitting on my parents' porch, looking exhausted, my hands on my stomach. It had clearly been taken without my knowledge. The caption? "I just want to be a father to my little girl. But Jessica isn't well. She won't let me see my baby. She needs help, but she won't get it. Please pray for us." Thousands of likes. Hundreds of comments. "Stay strong, Ryan. Parental alienation is real. Mothers shouldn't use kids as weapons. She'll regret this one day. She looks like she's on something. Maybe postpartum depression? Take her to court. Fight for your daughter." I felt like I was going to be sick. He was trying to make me look unstable to the entire world. He was setting up his case, laying the groundwork to steal my daughter from me. Sarah grabbed her phone, already typing furiously. "Oh, hell no. I'm exposing his cheating ass right now." I grabbed her wrist. "No," she blinked. "Jess, I have a better idea. Ryan wanted a war? I'd give him one." Sarah had already done some digging. Ryan had other women. Brianna was just the one dumb enough to think he was serious about her. There were 3 others, all from his office. One of them was his boss. And guess what? His company had a strict policy about workplace relationships, especially between employees and their supervisors. Sarah and I put together everything, screenshots of messages, receipts from hotels, even emails Ryan had sent from his work account. Then, I made an anonymous tip to HR. Within a week, Ryan was fired. But I wasn't done yet. I had been quiet. I hadn't responded to his social media lies. I hadn't fought back. Until now. Ryan's parents invited me to talk things over at their house. I knew what this was. A last attempt to control the story. But I agreed to go. Because I had one last card to play. I walked into their house, keeping my expression calm. His mother was on edge, wringing her hands. His father looked exhausted. Ryan sat on the couch, looking smug, like he still thought he could win. He gestured to a chair. "Sit." "No thanks," I said. "This won't take long." His mother sighed. "Jessica, please. This is getting out of hand." "You're right," I said. "It is." Ryan folded his arms. "Then let's be reasonable." I pulled out a folder and tossed it onto the coffee table. "What's that?" Ryan frowned. I smiled. "Your resume. Or what's left of it." He opened the folder, and his face went white. Inside were copies of the emails, texts, receipts, all proving his affairs with coworkers. He flipped through the pages, breathing fast. "Where the hell did you get this?" "I have my ways." I tilted my head. "Oh, and you should know I sent all of this to your old boss." Silence. Ryan's father finally spoke. "Is this true?" Ryan didn't answer. His hands were shaking. He knew. His mother gasped. "You lost your job?" I smiled sweetly. "Did he not tell you?" Ryan shot up. "You psycho, sit down." His father's voice was deadly calm. Ryan hesitated, then sat. His father turned to me. "What do you want, Jessica?" I exhaled. "Full custody. He can have supervised visits, but that's it. And if he ever tries to smear me online again, I will release everything." Ryan clenched his fists. "You can't just take my daughter." I leaned forward. "You didn't even want her." His father turned to him. "Ryan, sign the papers." Ryan swallowed hard. "Dad, you've done enough." His father's voice was cold. "Sign them." Ryan's jaw tightened. But he knew. He knew I had won. A minute passed, then another. Finally, he grabbed a pen and signed. Ryan moved out of town a month later. His reputation? Ruined. Brianna dumped him. He couldn't find a job in the same field. He was living with some distant cousin, probably still telling himself he was the victim. Me? I won. I had my daughter, my peace, my future, and as I held my little girl for the first time in the hospital, feeling her tiny heartbeat against my chest, I whispered, "You will never, ever have to beg for love." Ryan tried to destroy me. Instead, he destroyed himself. And I walked away, head held high, finally free.